And here come the GOATs, starting with this guy. Man, it's so hard for me to believe that I'm introducing this guy after he had a 12-year absence. That absence ended last year. But I'm glad that I get to, and I'm glad he's back. If the Smackoff were divided into eras, this guy would have his own. He defined the word dynasty. He is your 1999, 2003, 2005, 2006, 2007 Smackoff champion, the only guy ever to three-peat. If he wins today, he reclaims his record for most titles ever. He'll own the mark for most years between wins, and he will become the undisputed best caller ever in sports talk radio. Can he break that tie with Brad? He's got 5. The BIC's got 5. Let's find out. We go to Houston. We go to Sean, the Cablinasian. Shawnee, it's good to have you back. What's up, Sean?
It is great to be back. 1998 was the first time I was invited to the Smackoff, and here I am. 3 kids, 2 marriages, and 5 titles later, and this never ever gets old. Hey, props to Jeff in Southfield for being the first caller to make it through his entire call while undergoing electroshock therapy. Dude, why do you talk like that? When you get friends someday, that's going to be a big problem for them. And Mark in Boston, you Googled me, and of course you found stuff about me. I'm relevant. I Googled you, and all I found was a sea of pictures of 100 different childs passed out with vomit caked all over the front of their Larry Bird jerseys. Go away, man. Hey, Jim, I listened to the final segment of the show yesterday just to kind of get hyped up. And, oh, my God, what a horrible segment. I didn't know these dudes are still trying to smack their way into the field on the last day. And all I could think about was that the day before the Smackoff is basically week 4 of the NFL preseason. You know, it's like the 11th hour, and dudes are trying to make the team, a bunch of scrubs fumbling and having balls bounce off their face, Rex in Albuquerque, Chris in Toronto, even Jeff on a car phone in Phoenix, all calling in, all getting run. Jeff, we know your hobby is metal detecting. That doesn't mean you need to use a metal detector to make your call, bro. Nice phone. And, Jim, if I may, I don't get to address Dodger fans on the radio very often, so let me just say, on behalf of Houston, our 2017 World Series trophy is real, and it's spectacular. So there, I'm sure I'm guaranteed about 100 tweets from Dodger fans who can't turn the page. Oh, garbage can this and cheater that. Yeah, like your team's not cheating too. Like every team's not cheating too. What next? You going to come after me for reading my Smackoff calls? You going to stand by the side of the road and try to do a citizen's arrest on everyone going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit? And oh, by the way, we all agree Rob Manfred has been handling this season restart like a complete buffoon. And you all just assume that he nailed the sign stealing investigation. Sure, somehow that dude walked away from a meeting with Tony Clark thinking they had a deal earlier this week, and they had no deal. And you know that when Manfred was like 12 years old, Jim, he was the kid who got to kiss a girl playing spin the bottle, and he immediately thought they were dating. I'm guessing he made Tony Clark a mixtape as soon as that meeting was over. So, yeah, Dodger Vigilante Twitter is bad, Jim, but not nearly as bad as Smackoff Ramp-Up Twitter. Holy crap. Some of you losers and your tweets leading up to this thing. Opening Twitter the last 2 weeks has been like when I had to go to the mailbox while I was getting divorced. There's nothing good in there. It's like lawyer bill, debt collector, tweet from Matt in L.A. Oh, my God, this Matt guy. Holy smokes, this rambling moron who's addicted to hashtags and allergic to punctuation. Dude, you're the worst. I wish there was a feature on Twitter where I could just give you 50 cents to go away like a homeless person. Like, here, bro, just don't spend it all on alcohol. God, you're awful, dude. Unfortunately for the mouth breathers like Matt in L.A., there is not much to look up to these days. Example, here are some excerpts from Kyle Koster's piece on the Big Lead yesterday about the Smackoff. These are actual quotes from actual recent Smackoff champions. Leffen Laguna, quote, "The week or two before the Smackoff, I go through all my notes and start to formulate and organize. It makes the 24-hour cramming period that much easier." Jim, this guy's taking notes all year long for a 4-minute call? Dude, it's the Smackoff. It's not the Summer Olympics. You wake up, jot your notes down, and go. My God. Mark in Hollywood, quote, "I broke down the sentences. If X was my subject and Y is my predicate, I need to take a detour to get there, and it needs to be really funny." Mark, what the hell are you talking about? It's the Smackoff. It's not Miss McGillicuddy's 8th grade English class. Amazingly, I somehow managed to win 5 of these by diagramming exactly 0 of my sentences. Incredible. Hey, I'll give Brad and Corona credit. At least he figured out the simple formula. You wake up, You call in and you be the biggest tool you can possibly be. Work for me 5 times. But Brad, credit where credit is due. You definitely carry out the tool brand better than I ever did. Visor, cigar, shades, shirtless avatar. Great. Checks all the boxes on the douche list. Nice job. I just know you've got that avatar picture on a centaur's body over your fireplace, bro. You know I'm right. I'm guessing Brad and Corona's favorite category on Pornhub is Brad and Corona. So you see, fellow smack runners, it goes like this. I was the first dynasty in this thing, the OG dynasty. I was winning the Smackoff back when the show was 4 hours long and Jim in Fall River had livestock giving birth in the background of his calls. I'm in my 4th decade of doing this. So for the rest of you participating today, battling for my table scraps, who watch sports and wonder what it feels like to be crossed over by Michael Jordan or have Tom Brady piece you for a 98-yard drive in the final 2 minutes, now you know.
He's won 5. He's one of the best to ever do it. In an hour, we'll know if he is the best to ever do it. Shawnee the Cablinasian.